Okay. Hello, everyone. So my name is Elena Robinson, and I'm a student at ISU DAT's program. I'm also working as an athletic trainer in Lafayette, Indiana. If I could just have everyone introduce themselves real quick before we get started.
I'm Cameron Eldred. I'm a DAT student as well, doctorate in athletic training student through Indiana State as well, and I work in the secondary setting here in Indiana.
Thomas Greffley. I am also in the ISU DAT, and I am currently at Southmont Middle School in Crawfordsville, Indiana.
I'm Max Knight. I work at Sear High School as an athletic trainer, and I'm also in the ISU DAT.
Hello, I'm Isaac Chang. I'm also a DAT student at ISU. I am currently a secondary school athletic trainer at Chalmers, Indiana.
Okay, so thank you for the introduction. So today, as you can already see by the screen, I'm going to teach a little bit about ballet, which I know you guys are so excited. So first, I'm gonna talk about a little bit of the history. Well, we're gonna watch a video, or a little inspirational video. Then I'm gonna talk about the history, and then this is gonna be pretty interactive. So you guys are gonna get a little introduction video on what I expect you guys to be prepared for. And then you're gonna interact with the videos to come, and then we will conclude.
Some say we are just witnesses of our own lives. It's all about work. We don't take the time. We don't see each other. We don't see love. We don't see grace. Maybe that's true. But if you have passion, if you have dedication, if you believe in yourself, if you have faith, if you follow your heart, they will too. They will stop. They will share. They will remember. So whatever your talent is, whatever you love doing, let it transpire. Let it inspire.
All right, so that was just, I know that was a little inspirational kind of thing, but it showed you a little bit about like the strength that those people had to have and the grace that comes along with dancing and learning how to do ballet. So I thought it was just kind of cool. So the next thing, my computer is being extremely slow today. I apologize for that. Let's just go to this one and then. Okay, so a little bit about the history of ballet. It started back into the 1500s in Italy with the Renaissance era. When ballet started, it wasn't like it is now. So the video that you just saw, ballet's come a long way to be something that looks like that in the video that you watched. It used to be people wearing extravagant masks and costumes and headdresses, kind of like they were going to go to a ball. So they put together the words ball as in like ballroom dancing, and they kind of used that word and changed it into ballet. So then they used ballare, which meant to dance. So it was more ballroom style. But as ballet began, it was too restricting with all the costumes and the headdresses and everything that people were required to wear. And so then they started straying away from that. The language of ballet Also started changing to French, which is something that you'll hear a lot. Like plie is a French style term that we use in ballet. So that the language changed, and then you also started seeing professional dancers. So it was just people dancing in a ballroom style, or a ballroom room, and then they started having actual entertainers, and they called them entertainers, not professional dancers, but that's what they were. And then in 1850, Russia was the leading creative center for ballet. So I think nowadays when people think of Russia, ballet is one of the first things that people think of, because Russia is extremely famous for producing extremely talented ballerinas. And then in the 19th century, on point became popular. On point is when you see the people wearing point shoes instead of just ballet slippers. And in the video, if you saw the 3 ladies walking on their toes, those are point shoes. And they're made out of this like super thick, we call it the box. So the end where the toes fit, it's just a super thick material, and it doesn't move. Like literally, you can use it as a hammer. It's super hard. So that's how people started dancing on their toes instead of just using slippers. And the costumes also change as well. So, you go to performances, like say you go, if you've ever seen any type of ballet performance, which I'm sure you guys have, like the Nutcracker, for instance, and now they're more like fairy tale costumes. So we have the fluffy tutus, is what we call them, or the fluffy skirts that go down to usually mid-thigh or to the knee, and then really tight top bodices. So instead of having the crazy masks and huge dresses, like they did in the Renaissance era, they changed to things that were able to be more easily moving. Oh, I cannot speak today. Clothing that you could move better in. Then in the 1930s, America finally got on the bandwagon with ballet, and it became very popular here. And now you hear of companies such as the New York City Ballet or San Francisco Ballet Company, huge companies where people that aspire to be professional dancers or professional ballerinas go and pretty much grow up and live their life in these companies just to become a dancer. So, oh gosh, these are super awkward videos, but this is starting the interactive portion. So now that you know a little bit about the history, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So I danced for 14 years and then taught for about 2. So I went to a company, and that was my main sport. Like I, dabbled in normal school sports like basketball, or I ran track as well, but dance was my all year round sport. And I committed a lot of time. And I also did point. So I started point when I was 12 years old. And you had to be, the way many companies work, in order to be able to be good enough to be considered for point, you had to go through a process, and you had to like show that you were strong enough to be able to dance on your toes without injuring yourself in any way. So it was a long journey, and it was definitely a crazy but cool and very creative sport to learn about. And now obviously I have a passion for it. I also got to teach for a couple years, so I nerded out, but it was a good thing for me. So anyways, I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about the very basics of ballet, and we're just going to start with this video, and it's just an introduction video.
Hi guys, so as you already know, I'm going to start instructing you on some basic ballet moves. There are 5 basic ballet moves that are key to any type of routine, and then I'm also going to teach you 2 bonus moves as well. Before we get started, you need to be ready, so I want you guys to be standing up, and you need to have shoes off. So you can either be wearing socks, or you can be barefoot just like me. It won't be a lot of maneuverability, so you don't need to worry about whatever else you're wearing, as long as your feet are appropriately dressed or not dressed. Okay, let's begin.
Okay, so you heard the woman. Everyone up. And I am gonna, I guess I'll stand up too, whatever. So the reason I made these videos is because I couldn't figure out a way to like show you guys with you seeing my upper and lower body at the same time. So I figured the videos would be easiest. So,
Hi guys. So as you already know,
okay. All right, so first video.
okay, so the first move, the first very basic move that you learn right away in ballet is called first position. So you're gonna stand, and this mostly involves your feet. So your feet are gonna be placed where your heels are touching each other, and then you want your legs to be straight. Now, if you've seen this in ballet, you've seen a lot of people really turn out their toes like this. This, first of all, takes a lot of balance and a lot of foot strength. And I would say that whatever feels natural to you is what you should start off with. So I like to start here because the outside of my legs are feeling a little tight today. So this is your basic first position. And then your arms are usually, I take them from my belly button and then I go out. And so nicely rounded. So this is your first position.
Okay, good job, guys. Isaac's cracking up over here. You guys look great. Really good. Okay, so next one.
Okay, so
Oh my
the
goodness.
first move.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Okay, so we just learned first position. The second maneuver that we are going to learn is called second position. So go figure. So we like to start off in first position here. So remember, heels together, legs together, feet comfortably out to the sides, your toes out. And also something I might have forgotten in the first position video is that you don't want your feet to turn in like that, and you don't want them to turn out like that. So you want to be right on the balls and heels of your feet kind of evenly, which requires balance. But then from here, you're going to measure. So you're going to go from your big toe touching your heel from one foot to the other. And then from there, you take that distance and you step out just a little bit. So that's a comfortable second position. My feet are turned out comfortably enough. And say I were to go in a bending position or any other maneuverability, my feet aren't too far apart and they're not too close. So I have a good base to stand on. Arms are going to go from the belly button out, and then they're going to go out to the side. So they're separated and hung nice and loosely and roundly, just like your legs are out.
Okay. Wow, everyone looks so good. Nobody's struggling yet. That's good.
Okay,
Oh my
so we
goodness.
just learned first position.
Every time I want to just, there we go. Just want to play the video.
All right, so the next position that we're going to learn is ironically called third position. So you probably can see a pattern by now. So we were originally in second position, so heels spread apart comfortably, toes out, good balance on the balls and heels of your feet, arms out here. And now we're going to take our arms and go down, and then we're going to plant the heel of one foot into the middle of the arch of the other foot. So just like this, I'm going to take my right heel, and it's going to go right up against the middle of the arch in my left foot. Some ballerinas like to turn their toes way out with the leg that the heel is into the arch. That makes sense. But like I said, be comfortable since you're just a beginner. So this is my foot position. My arms go from here, and then I only take the opposite arm. So this leg is the one that's turned out and in place. So this arm is the one that goes above my head. And I like to wiggle my fingers, and if I'm looking straight and I can tell that my fingers are moving, that's a good position for my arm. And then my other one stays a second.
How is that one?
I think a pretzel.
Good? Okay. Wow, look at that face. Alrighty. Look at his face, it's so awkward.
All right, so the next position is called fourth position. So originally we were in third, so heel in the center of the arch of your other foot, arm here, arm here. Everything is correctly poised and relaxed. And we're just going to step forward with this foot. So I'm going to step here, turn my toe out just a little bit more. And my arms were here, and the front arm on the same side that the foot steps forward goes forward. So we are from here to here.
I think I'm gonna tear my ACL.
Isaac looks so uncomfortable right now.
Judging by forward position.
Thomas, you're looking good. You look very poised. This is fun.
All right, so
Okay.
the next position.
I look hilarious. Right.
So the last basic position, as you may assume, is called fifth position. So we were in fourth position, toes turned out, spread apart, arm here, the right arm in front, and we are literally going to bring our feet back together, almost as they originally were, but like a tighter third position. So I'm going to bring my back leg forward, and I want toe to heel. So some people are really good at this, so they really turn out and they can almost put their feet completely together. This is about as far as I go. I've been rallying a long time, causing any problems. And you can either have a closed fifth position, which is at your belly button, or you can have an open fifth position, which the arms are up here.
Okay. Besides Max tumbling to the ground, how was everyone with that last one?
Yo, that's hard.
I know it's a doozy. You should have seen Isaac's uncomfortable look on his face.
Max, you need to become more flexible.
Okay, guys, we're not done yet. We have one more. The instructional video said you get a bonus position. So up you go. One more. I know. I've been putting you through lots of pain. Where'd you go?
What's up? What's happening?
Where'd Cam go?
I think his internet wasn't working.
Okay. All right, so last one.
So the last basic position.
Oh, not that one. Is everyone ready? This is a classic, okay? It's a classic.
What does it ever be?
All right, so the last position is none of the 5 basic ones. That it's kind of a bonus position. We're going to learn how to do the plie. So you guys probably, if you watch any sort of dance ever in your life whatsoever, even like other things like jazz or hip hop, plie is something that they do all the time. So you're going to be in your basic first position. If you remember, heels together, legs together, toes turned out, balance on point. And I like to put my arms in the first position when I do this. So your arms are going to be out, and then you're literally just going to bend your knees, not too deep, and not too little. So like this is like a mini plie. This is a normal plie. And you want your knees to be directly over your toes, just like you would instruct someone when they squatted to have their knees in line with their toes. So yes, there are such things as grand plies. Those are done when you are in the second position with your legs far apart, but we don't have to do that.
Yeah, good job, guys. A grand plie is more natural. It's more of like a good wide squat position in a way. So, but all right. So, moving on. All right. So back to lecture. So now that you guys got a little taste of that, what'd you think?
Not too bad.
Not too bad, right? That's like literally the very, very, very first thing that you might ever learn in ballet if you are taking a little 3-year-old class. So that was like a 5-year-old level. You guys are good. Passed.
I don't know if I did.
You fell over?
I fell.
Oh well. Okay, so application wise, I'm sure you guys already know just by looking and experiencing a little bit of ballet that it requires a lot of balance. So the reason why I love this sport so much is because it's, I think, one of the few sports where you quickly gain speed and balance strength, flexibility, finesse, which is a real thing, and then mental focus. Finesse is like the ability to just maneuver your way around smoothly and pretty much gracefully. So like when I did ballet, like I learned all of this at the same time. So every time I would do a move in ballet, I had to incorporate all of this together. So it really builds up and really creates athletes really fast, pretty much. So also another cool thing about ballet is that it's utilized in other sports. I don't know if you guys know, but professional football players often take ballet classes. And you can look up videos of professional football players taking ballet classes. It's pretty funny, but you'll find out that they take these to increase all the factors that I just mentioned, because ballet increases those factors extremely fast. So, and then other professional athletes as well take ballet, but I know it's a huge focus in football often. So, you know, it's a unique and creative way to dynamically train all the time. So you get all aspects of athleticism. So that's pretty much all I have for you. This is a quote. So Misty Copeland is a very, very, very famous ballerina, and she's awesome to watch. The path to your success is not as fixed and inflexible as you think. And I think that just pertains to anything and everything that we do, but specifically in ballet and in other sports. So do you guys have any comments or questions or anything?
How expensive is ballet?
So I did not, but my parents would pay for me to take the classes. So it depends. I went to a very small company in the town that I grew up in. So it could be like a couple hundred a month, but we took classes. I mean, I was at ballet every other day for a whole year, you know? So it's not like we're taking one class a week. And so, but other bigger companies, so if you're wanting to become a professional dancer, imagine, I don't know, do you know anything about New York City Ballet? Like, I am sure it costs a crap ton of money to go to the big companies to actually become a professional dancer. And plus, you also have to think you spend money on costumes. So we have to buy the costumes. We have to buy leotards and tights and point shoes, which are not cheap at all. So, and you grow out of them really quickly. Or
How much do point shoes cost?
Point shoes, my point shoes would usually cost an average of $70 or $80. And then I bought at least one pair of point shoes every year. And then ballet slippers can also cost around $50. And then I also did other dancing. So I did tap and conservative dancing, which also require other footwear. So you can really rack up the numbers, which is why people that dedicate their main sport to ballet end up just doing ballet because it just gets so expensive. But the nice thing is it's not like other sports where you necessarily travel. Some companies do competitions. My company just did recitals. So we worked all year for 2 big recitals at the end of the year. So we didn't travel. So you didn't really have to incorporate that into it.
Cool.
But yeah.
So you're sacrificing your firstborn, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Sacrificing my firstborn. So, any other questions? All right. Let me get this thing to stop recording.